Disinformation, misinformation, hoaxes have evolved from annoyance to high-stake warfare for creating social discord, increase polarization, and in some cases to influence the election outcome. Nation-state actors with geopolitical motivation, ideological true believers, non-state violent extremists, and economically motivated enterprise can manipulate narrative on social media with ease and unprecedented reach and scale. I am Ashish Jaiman, Director of Technology and Operations in the Customer Security and Trust Organization in Microsoft. I am leading the technology efforts on Defending Democracy program. Our program's mission is to help entities that work towards the advancement of democracy to improve their cybersecurity resilience and mitigate disruptions to the process of democracy. I am here to talk about deepfakes and its impact on democracy. The disinformation threat has a new tool in the form of deepfakes. Deepfakes can be a very effective tool to spread computational propaganda at scale and with speed to disrupt democracy. Let me start by defining what are deepfakes. Deepfakes are digital media, video, audio, images, edited and manipulated using artificial intelligence. Deepfakes are hyper-realistic digital falsification. Deepfakes are mostly created to inflict harm on individuals and institutions. You may have seen some types of deepfakes on social media already, like face swapping, which is replacing, reconstructing, or implanting one face over another person's face in an image or a video. Lip syncing, that's another technology to render mouth movements and facial expressions to make the target say things which in their own voice which they have never said. And there are many examples of deepfakes typically made for parody and satire. But we have seen a lot of nefarious examples of face swap and lip sync used in celebrity pornography and influence operations. At Microsoft, we believe technology is an excellent enabler and can be very, very empowering. New ideas, capabilities have emerged because of advancements of data science and artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence can create possibilities and opportunities for all people, regardless of who they are, where they are, and how they listen, speak, or communicate. There are many, many positive use cases of AI generated synthetic media, specifically for accessibility, art, expression, education, and innovation. But as with any new innovative technology, which can be used as a tool to improve people's life, deepfakes can be used by nefarious actors to inflict harm by weaponizing it. The weaponization of deepfakes can have a massive impact on the economy and national security. Deepfakes can inflict damage on individuals, institutions, and democracy. Deepfakes make it easy and possible to fabricate media, mostly without consent, and bring threat to security, political instability, and business disruption. The very first use case of malicious use of synthetic media was seen in pornography, inflicting emotional, reputational, and in some cases violence towards individuals, mainly women. There have been many examples of deepfake harms on women to limit their agency, from unassuming acts to journalists. Deepfake pornography exclusively targets women. We have seen some examples of deepfakes in business as well, where a nefarious actor has impersonated identities of individuals and business leaders to facilitate financial fraud. Deepfakes can also be used in social engineering to dupe employees, to solicit business secrets. Disinformation and deepfakes can be used for market manipulation. Deepfakes will cause short and long-term social harms. AI-based synthetic media, deepfakes may accelerate the already declining trust in media. Such erosions can contribute to a culture of factual relativism, fraying the increasing strained civil society's fabric. Deepfakes can be used to intensify social division by using deepfake video and audio to spread disinformation about a community. Imagine a deepfake of a community leader denigrating a religious site of another community. It will cause riots, and along with property damage may also cause life and livelihood losses. Deepfakes can undermine trust in institutions and diplomacy. Deepfakes can act as a powerful tool by malicious nation state to undermine public safety and create uncertainty and chaos. Imagine a deepfake of a diplomat spewing damaging remarks for a country's leader. A well-timed deepfakes can generate significant harm to physical property and life and can create social unrest. Deepfakes can also aid to alter the democratic discourse. False information about institutions, policy, and public leaders powered by deepfake can be exploited to spin information and manipulate belief. Deepfakes of a political candidate can sabotage their image and reputation. A well-executed deepfakes a few days before the polling of a leading political candidate spewing racial epithets or indulging in an unethical act can damage their campaign. The campaign and candidate may not even have time to recover from that episode, even after effective debunking of that deepfake or AI-generated media disinformation. Deepfakes can also be created to confuse voters and disrupt election. Think about a high-quality deepfake that can inject compelling false information about a polling place or the date of polling that can cast shadow to legitimacy of the voting process itself and election results. Deepfakes can help authoritarian idea to flourish in a democracy too. Deepfakes can contribute to factual relativism and enable authoritarian leaders to thrive. For authoritarian leaders, a deepfake can be used to justify oppression and disenfranchising citizens. Regimes can also use deepfakes to increase populism and consolidating power. Deepfakes can be a very effective tool in nation states to sow the seeds of polarization, amplifying division in society and suppressing dissent. One another troubling phenomena is called liar's dividend. The term liar's dividend means the mere existence of deepfakes gives more credibility to denials. Genuine footage of controversial content can be dismissed by leaders as a deepfake, despite it being authentic. The phenomena of trust decay and truth decay, where the population does not trust anyone, and everything is a lie or fake news. Politicians have seen weaponizing fake news narrative. We have seen leaders use the term as fake news, alternative facts, and post-truth to discredit opponents. Governments around the world, mainly authoritarian ones, often deny inconvenient or unfavorable information using liar's dividend. To defend the truth and secure freedom of expression, we need a multi-stakeholder, multi-model approach. Collaborative actions and collective techniques across legislative regulations, platform policies, technology, and media literacy approaches provide an effective and ethical response to the threat of malicious deepfakes. Media literacy for consumers and voters is the most effective tool to combat disinformation and deepfakes. As consumers of media, we must have the ability to decipher, understand, and translate and use the information that we encounter. Media literacy effort must be enhanced to cultivate a discerning public. Improving media literacy is a precursor to addressing challenges presented by deepfakes. We at Microsoft are working on a hybrid disinformation and cybersecurity hybrid media education. We recently announced spotdeepfakes.org, an interactive, fun web experience to raise awareness for this issue area. We have We also need meaningful regulations for open discussion with industry and policymakers that de-incentivizes creation and distribution of malicious deepfakes. Social media platforms are taking cognizant of the deepfake issue, and almost all of them across the board have some policy or terms of use for deepfakes on their platform. Microsoft does not allow deepfakes or inauthenticate identities on LinkedIn, as well as no political ads on our platform. We also need easy to use technical solutions for deepfakes. Deepfake detection typically includes solutions that leverage multimodal detection techniques to determine whether target media has been manipulated. Media authentication tool can also help platforms to gather signals to act on a non-authoritative content. The actions that platforms can take may include labeling a content or even not allowing the content on the platform. We recently launched Microsoft Video Authenticator for detection of deepfake, which is operationalized by a non-profit called Reality Defender. With a partnership with BBC, New York Times, and CBC, we have launched Project Origin for media authentication and provenance. It would help identify authoritative media on the internet. Lastly, in conclusion, I'd like to say that deepfakes can create possibilities for all people, irrespective of their limitations, by augmenting their agency. However, as access to synthetic media technology increases, so does the risk of exploitation. Deepfakes can be used to damage reputation, fabricate evidence, defraud the public, and undermine the trust in democratic institutions. Thank you all. I wish I had seen you in person, but this is good in these times. Thank you.